Kaiju of Inba Marsh. 1843, during the Edo period of Japan, a mysterious creature appeared at Lake Inba, which is in Shimosa province, modern-day northern part of Chiba prefecture. At the time, a project was done at the lake, a project to excavate a waterway and construct a canal, an effort to connect the lake with the Tone River. The project was called the Inabuma Reclamation. While they were busy with the construction, a sudden rainstorm rained down on them. They decided to halt working for a while when suddenly a strange creature emerged from the surface of the lake. It was described as having a monkey-like face attached to a fish or seal-like body. According to the only official report of this creature that was submitted by one of the construction officials, its body was about 16 shaku, which is at about 4.8 meters, and it possessed claws that were about 1 shaku, which is about 30 centimeters long. The monster emerged and sat on a large rock nearby the lake, when suddenly it let out a piercing roar and literally killed about 13 workers and officials there instantly. Those who survived fell seriously ill. After this incident, the creature's whereabouts remain unknown. Probably one of the most dangerous legendary creatures from Japan, a roar that can kill people. Sounds like something that came out from the Elden Ring game or something. When I read this story, I can't stop thinking about the similarities between this cryptid and the legends of Nue, where it is said that the yokai would conjure up rainstorms before appearing and terrorizing people. And also it is said that its roar can cause people to be very ill or even death. Tsuchinoko, meaning hammer child or child of the mullet. This one is probably the most famous Japanese cryptid. Tsuchinoko is a reptile kind of cryptid. According to reports and eyewitnesses, they are definitely snakes, but they don't look like any snakes that exist. Officially, of course. Unlike snakes, they have very short, fat, compact bodies. Their bodies are flat, like someone smacked them with a hammer. They have eyelids, which normal snakes don't. They are said to be venomous, like to drink sake, and love the smell of miso, dried squid, and burning hair. They can jump at about 2 to 5 feet into the air, and their mobility varies between eyewitnesses. Some say they jump high, some say they bend and stretch their bodies like an inchworm to move around. Some say they roll sideways like a log. Some say they roll in circles with their tails in their mouth. Some say they use the front of their body as a fulcrum to climb slopes by moving the rear of their body from side to side. They also said to produce a peculiar sound such as chi-chi, and they snore when they sleep. Pretty unique cryptid, I must say, and its description is not like any other snakes or reptiles that we know of. Usually cryptids only popped up in one specific state or area, but Tsuchinoko is a cryptid and a folkloric creature that is known throughout all of Japan, with different names from different regions such as Bachihebi, Nozuchi, Tatekuri Kaeshi, Tsuchinobo, Tsuchihebi, and Dokorobi. Eyewitnesses report range back to the Edo period to modern-day Japan. In 1712, Wakan Sansai Zue documented a Tsuchinoko. In the book, it stated that it can often be seen around Seimi Falls on the Natsumi River in the Yoshino Mountains. It has a large mouth and will bite people's legs. If it runs down a slope, it will chase people very quickly. However, it is extremely slow at climbing, so if you encounter one, you should quickly climb to a higher place. It will not catch up with you. Modern-day Japan saw the rise of sightings of this elusive snake, with one of the earliest in 1959, where the writer Soseki Yamamoto spotted a Tsuchinoko in the depth of Kumogahata, upstream of the Kamo River in Kyoto. Ever since this encounter, he has been an avid researcher of Tsuchinoko. In 1973, manga artist Takao Yaguchi encountered a Tsuchinoko himself, which later he released a manga called Maboroshi no Kaihebi, which means the phantom snake Bachihebi, which was based on the theme of the Tsuchinoko, and it sparked a Tsuchinoko craze among youngsters and Japanese locals. One location that is said to be a habitat for Tsuchinoko is the Higashi Shirakawa village in Gifu Prefecture, Chubu region, This area alone has numerous sightings of Tsuchinoko throughout the years. Due to their deep roots in Shintoism, they consider these snakes as messengers of the gods. In this village, there is one and only Tsuchinoko Museum. They are known for hosting the Tsuchinoko Festa, an event where attendees will try to search for this elusive cryptid, and whoever successfully caught it alive will be rewarded $10,000. However, sadly, several of Tsuchinoko that was caught turned out to be normal snakes, and at one time a pregnant snake with a swollen body. Throughout the years, several initiatives and events were held in order to catch and study this elusive cryptid, with insanely high rewards in the form of Japanese yen. As I mentioned earlier, this cryptid is the most famous Japanese cryptid, so it has a fair share of appearances in pop culture, such as dance bars in Pokemon, and in Monster Hunter World as well. Kaiju of Mt.Bandai. July 22nd, 1782, a monster was caught in the area of Mt.Bandai in Aizu. It was described as horrifying looking, standing at about 1.44 meters long, covered in bushy hair, and its body ends with a tail that is about 5 meters long. It had large eyes and wide mouth that split open up until its ears, displaying its ferocious sharp fangs. It has a long nose and webbed feet. This monster is attributed to the many missing cases of children in Aizu, claiming that this monster is responsible for kidnapping and eating children. Apparently, based on the reports, its hide was so thick that normal bullets bounced off it, and it was killed by a cannon shot directly at it. Some researchers believe and theorize that this monster is actually a personification of the Tenmei Great Famine that happened at the same time when this monster was caught. Its attribute of kidnapping and stealing children can be connected to cases of numerous children who died during the famine. It is pretty common for Japanese people to personify disasters as monsters and demons throughout their history. Hibagon. Deep in Mount Hiba, in the Chogoku Mountains, lives Japan's answer to Bigfoot. Hibagon is an ape-like cryptid, standing upright, standing at about 1.5 meters tall. Their bodies are covered with dark brown or black hair. Its face resembles an inverted triangle with bulging eyes that slants upward. The first Hibagon sighting happened in 1970 in Shobara City, Hiroshima Prefecture. The reports of sightings were so many that the local government set up a special office to handle reports of this cryptid. However, by 1975, the office was closed down as the number of reports dwindled. However, several years later in Yamano village, sightings of an ape-like creature began to surface. Locals theorized that Hibagon had migrated from Shobara City to the village. However, this time too, the reports slowly dwindled and Hibagon was slowly forgotten. Some theories and skeptics suggest that Hibagon might be a misidentified macaque of some sort, a black bear, a human, or even an alien. Honengyo. Godzilla before Godzilla. However, unlike Godzilla, this creature is said to bring good luck and happiness wherever it decides to emerge from the waters. People will celebrate its emergence or appearance, believing that in years to come they will be showered with wealth and good graces. Its appearance is similar to lizards or four-legged amphibians. Some describe them as covered in scales, while there are illustrations of this creature being a hairy kind of four-legged creature. Their bodies are long and flexible, almost like a weasel, said to reach about 2 meters long. They have black spiny dorsal fins, short limbs and eyes that were said to look like mirrors. Their tails are long and fish-like. Moss and aquatic vegetation grew on its massive body. They spend their lives underwater and will occasionally surface on land, surprising people with its large appearance. There are several reports during the Edo period of Honengyo washed up ashore and attracted locals. Their appearance were followed with years of bountiful catches by fishermen, leading locals to believe that they are good omens and an auspicious being. The most famous Honengyo case happened in 1866, where the creature washed up on the shores of the Yodo River in Osaka. A woodblock print from the same year depicts the creature. It has scaly green skin and piercing yellow eyes. Its name means bountiful fish or harvest fish, to reflect its supposed good omen nature. However, in 1866, the same year where Honengyo was supposedly washed ashore, Japan went through one of the worst rice harvests in decades that led to countrywide famine. Osaka Castle Monster. Morning of June 9th, 1866, a strange large animal corpse was discovered in the moat of the Osaka Castle. According to reports in various books during that period, it was around 2.5 meters long with a tail about 1.45 meters long. It looked like a reptile or amphibian, four-legged and lizard-like. However, due to its dinosaur-like appearance in this kawaraban, which is likely a result of the artist's own twist and imagination, some speculate that it could be some sort of surviving ancient lizard species, but that is most unlikely. According to local reports, several decades before this finding, a giant salamander was once released into the castle moat, and the carcass is most likely that of the giant salamander. And in recent times, in 1937, locals discover more giant salamanders in the moat of the castle, so that is most likely the case of the supposed unknown corpse of the monster. So that was it for today, a small cute video for you guys before I go on a holiday trip for the rest of December. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoy this kind of video. And if you want to watch more future videos just like this, hit that subscribe button as well. Again, thank you and see you in the next one.